I canceled my health insurance this year. I also did that. Yeah, that was not the best idea. I canceled my health insurance right after I got the second shot of the vaccine because I was like, well, I don't need this anymore. I'm good. And I'm not making this up. The day I canceled my health insurance, I went to a show, and the comedian that was on before me announced to the crowd that she was just diagnosed with a brain tumor. And I was in the back of the crowd, and I went, brain tumors. I totally forgot about brain tumors. I gotta call Kaiser Permanente and see how canceled I really canceled it, It's nice to be out again. My fiance and I just recovered from COVID. Don't worry, I tested clean, so I'm allowed to be inside again. We got COVID. We got COVID late, which is lame, because it's not even cool anymore. It was so lame. Like, we somehow dodged it for 2 years, and then we got vaccinated, then we got it. And I posted it, and nobody cares. Nobody cares when you get COVID now. I'm late to everything. This is like me in skinny jeans all over again. I got them, and everyone's like, yeah, we don't do that anymore. And I'm like, dang, I just came around. Yeah, we got COVID, and here's the weird part. We both had the same symptoms, but my symptoms were 4 days later. So for the first 4 days, we thought I was asymptomatic. And I found out that if you're in a relationship and your significant other has symptoms and you're asymptomatic, that A now stands for asshole. That's what that means. She was so mad that I was fine. She was like, nothing? You don't feel anything? I'm like, no, I'm pretty good. And she's like, I hate you. And then 4 days later, I'm like, I'm starting to feel like crap. She's like, nice, all right. Let's get into it. We ended up both losing our taste and smell, which I don't know if that's happening in here. That's the most frustrating thing to deal with. We didn't have taste and smell just in time for Thanksgiving. Which I don't know if anyone here has done Thanksgiving without taste or smell, but it is a waste of time. That is the biggest waste of time. Doing Thanksgiving without taste or smell, it's like going to an orgy with erectile dysfunction. That's like that it is. You're like, I guess I'll just stand in the corner and watch, I guess. What's that taste like? Smell good? I don't know. We ended up still doing Thanksgiving, but we just got 2 Cornish game hens, because they're cheaper, and what's the point, right? We can't taste it. And she still worked hard to, make it good, and then she's like, how is it? And I'm like, it's warm. Crispy. The parts that should be, they're crispy. That's all I can tell you. I never realized how important taste and smell was. I can't. It sucks. It's upsetting. I was angry at nobody. Just I can't smell. Definitely more baths. You wash more. You brush your teeth more when you don't know. When you do this and you're like, I got nothing. More gum immediately. Yeah, I guess I gotta go get health insurance again. I don't know. I guess the Omicron is coming. That one's the bad one. I hate it. This is the 3rd one. We had the original and the Delta and now Omicron. And I don't even know if that's how you say it, but that's how I like it. With this one, at this point, doesn't it feel like the Earth is just trying out pesticides to get rid of us? Did anyone else grow up in a house with roaches? At first, you get the original raid, and it kills some of them, but there's still too many, and then you gotta get the next one. That's what Omicron feels like. I feel like Earth is at a grocery store going, Omicron, that shit sounds serious. Let's do that one. And if that doesn't work, we're gonna have to tent the planet. Thank you. Guy in the back. That joke was for him. Everyone's like, that's not fun. We're getting sad. Please bring it down. Yeah, it's fun that we hate each other over stuff. I like that. I was afraid this virus might bring us together. That really was. When the pandemic started, I'm like, oh no, this might bring us together. But thank God, humans are still humans. So we're like, no, we can make this political too. Isn't that magical? We're like, we'll hate each other no matter what. If Don Lemon or Tucker Carlson talk about it, we'll pick sides. That's the 2 groups. That's why I stopped watching the news, because I realized I ended up just not having an opinion of my own. I would get into an argument with somebody, and I'm like, I think I just said what Don Lemon said. And I think you just said what Tucker Carlson said. And then there'd be a third guy who's like, hey, do you guys know birds are actually drones? And you're like, oh, you listen to podcasts. All right. Everyone just regurgitates what they know. I don't know. It feels like the world's getting back to normal. There's been more mass shootings, which is good. You know? That means we're getting back to the swing of things. You know what that made me realize? Like all the mass shootings, as soon as everything opened. You know what that made me realize? While I was at home looking out the window going, I can't wait to go outside. There was a mass shooter with a gun like, me too. I also want to go out there. I'm so lonely. I'm just at home with my gun. And there's no one to shoot. What a sad existence. It almost makes you connect with the person. And you're like, I know, we both miss people, don't we? We both miss gatherings. I like that. You guys laughed at that because, boy, I really gambled that early. That was an early gamble, you know? Maybe I should have built a rapport first. Going right into it. They had that shooting at the school in Michigan, and I read about it, and apparently the kid used a gun that his father bought on Black Friday. And I'm like, that might be the most American sentence that I've ever read in my entire life. He bought a gun on Black Friday, and then he shot up the school, and I just, like a bald eagle, flew in the background. It's like the most American thing I've ever read. All right, that was the last one. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get... Because that is kind of the way the world's splitting up. You know, there's two groups, and they're getting exponentially bigger, and they're making us choose which side you're going to be on. And it's hard. I don't like to choose, but they make you choose. Who are you going to be? Are you going to be homeless, or are you going to be a billionaire? Okay. Listen, I know which one I'd rather be, but I know which one's way more likely. That van is calling my name. I was thinking about homeless people and billionaires. They're kind of the same guy, if you think about it. Like, if you take away all the money and the rocket ships, same human being. It's the same dude. Neither group has a ton of friends. They're both kind of judged by society. Like, even if you feel bad for one for a second, eventually you're like, oh no, they chose this. You know? But they both say wild things, wild, outlandish things. I can control the weather. I'm gonna buy Twitter. You know? It's the same guy. It's just one of them has the money to do it, the other guy's just yelling it at a bus stop. You know? It's the same individual, though.
All right, you've seen him on Drive More Comedy, but right now live, you're gonna see him tonight. Put your hands together for Zoltan Kaszas! One more time for Dan, everybody. Make it loud. Top shelf treats. That's what I'm going to call them from now on. Edibles have kicked in. Let's get some top shelf treats. Thank you so much for coming out, you guys. Saturday night in Colorado Springs. It's just, yeah, we're doing it. Hey, I like it. I love the energy in Colorado Springs. It's been like this all weekend, where it's like, hey, where you go? I think that's the vibe to this entire town. It's like Denver's like, yeah, let's get it. Colorado Springs is like, why don't you calm down a little bit? We didn't move down here to start trying too hard, all right? We're here to enjoy. We're here to walk around, look at stuff, and just kind of enjoy. I like Colorado Springs. I'm staying downtown, over by the Pioneer Square thing, whatever the park. Yeah, I think I might have said it wrong, you know what I'm saying. And then I'm performing here. It's like the tale of two different Colorado Springs. You stay down there and you're like, oh, there's a lot of young moms getting lattes in the morning. A lot of purebred dogs going on walks. And you come over here and you're like, good Lord, the economy. The economy's in trouble. It's in so much trouble. And you go down over there and you're like, things are great in Colorado Springs. I might buy a condo down here or something. Things are really going on. And you go over here, good Lord, where's the gun? Get the gun! It's the tale of two Colorado Springs. It happens slowly. They let you transition easily. They start sprinkling in the pawn shops. That's when you know. That's when you know. Like, oh, that's a pawn shop. Oh, there's 80 of them. All right. Oh, it's happening. There's some off-brand motels. Yep, I see them. No, we're not stopping here for nothing, sweetheart. Thank you. So I like it though. I love this club. I've been coming here for over 10 years, and yeah, I love coming here. It's been at this location. Yeah, it's the best. It's the first time I worked here. This is the first club that ever headlined me outside of San Diego, where I grew up. And the first time I came, nobody, like, a bunch of people bought tickets this weekend. It's been awesome. It was not like that the first time I came. All right, the first time I came, I was super pumped, and I was like headlining outside of the city I grew up in. I'm like, it's a big deal. I'm in my little room practicing my jokes or whatever. I'm gonna do this joke. I'm gonna do that one. I was really getting prepped, And the owner picks me up. And as we're driving to the club, he's like, I gotta pull over for some pizzas. And I'm like, okay, yeah, why not? Who doesn't like a pizza? And he runs in, I'm waiting in the car. He comes out with the biggest stack of pizzas I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, are we going to a kid's birthday party? Like, what is that? And I remember he brings them and he plops them on my thighs. Like, I can't even see over this stack of pizzas. I'm like, what's up with all the pizzas? He's like, ticket sales are light. So I put a Facebook post up saying there's free pizza to anyone who comes to the show. And I was like, all right. I don't know if you've ever had your own failure burn your thighs. But I was just sitting there, I'm like, boy, these are hot. Okay. You ever had that happen where you're like, yeah, and then, oh, this is where we are, all right. And then for some reason, just to really find out where my pain should be, I'm like, how much are the tickets? And he goes, $2. You know what made it worse? The pizza didn't bring that many extra people in. That meant people saw $2 tickets and free pizza, and like, I just don't know. I don't know. Are we really willing to take the gamble? And I actually there's so much pizza left over after the show, I took them all back to my hotel. And that's what I ate for the rest of the weekend, was just a couple failure slices every couple hours. So it's nice to be back and have it filled up. That feels good. Yeah. Colorado. You guys make people work for it, and I appreciate that. Colorado Springs is a character building town. We're not just gonna love you right away. We're gonna have to earn our love over 10 years. We'll come next. Yeah. We had a wonderful day today. My wife and I, we went over, did the Garden of the Gods hike. Yeah, it's cool, it's beautiful. I've done it before. I've never done the visitor center. But we had to pee, so I think that's what visitor centers are for, where you show up for a hike and you're like, we had too much coffee, where's the bathroom? Like, visitor center? Yeah, let's go to the visitor center. I've never been in there. It's pretty cool. Like, they have a bunch of animals that are stuffed, and like history of the land, like going back to cavemen days and mammoths and stuff from the Native Americans and all that. That was pretty cool. And then they had something I've never seen where they had poop behind the glass, and you've seen what I'm talking about. It's all these different turds behind glass, like 6 different kinds of turds. This was someone's idea. Someone's like, well, we got the stuffed animals out there, but what about the turds? And no one fought him on this idea. He's like, no, I'll go out and collect them. I'll go out and get them. And we'll put the turds behind glass like they're important. And then the whole idea of the game is you look at the turd and you try to guess what animal it came out of. And then you hit the button and the picture reveals the answer. I'm just looking at it, I'm like, that looks like a purebred husky right there. That is a mountain lion. All right. That looks like bed bugs. No, that's a bat. All right. And then there was a there was a pile, not to get too weird with you, but there was a pile where I was like, that's the local drunk. Like, that's the local drunk Carl. He likes to take a dump on the hiking trail. It was a bear. Welcome in. Thanks so much for coming. Come on in, get comfortable. I was just talking about turds. I didn't want you to not miss. Like, what the hell are they talking about? But yeah, had a great time at the Garden of the Gods. I like that hike because it's paved. It's a good paved hike. You can go off into the dirt, or you can stay on the pavement, which I enjoy I like that because there's people like rock climbing on the rocks, and then there's just like people just waddling on the pavement. There's like people hiking way too much and people barely hiking at all. You know, and they're just over there risking their lives, and they're just over here like, shitty up there. Like, are they? And then there's bicyclists, just in case you forgot to hate humanity. That's where you're gonna ride your bike. I'm gonna ride my bike at the Garden of the Gods, right? Because there's a lot of people walking around. And they just come up behind you, hear them coming, you're like, ugh.
On your left! On your left!
I wanted to turn around and go,
I'm high! That doesn't mean anything.
ride in the dirt, alright? Got high in the parking lot to look at the rock formation of two camels kissing. And I don't know what on your left means. Does that mean move to my left or move to my right? Be more specific. I don't like bicyclists because it's always them. You know when you go take a driving exam, they're like pedestrians have the right of way at every intersection, and look out for bicyclists. There's a totem pole of importance, and pedestrian is number one, all right? But somehow bicyclists are always, no, it's me, and you're in the way. And you're like, I just won. I'm sorry, my real anger came out, and I guess I'm starting to feel like a speech. I don't know how I feel about it. But yeah, we had a good time at the Garden of the Gods. Then we went to Manitou Springs, went over there. Yeah. I went over there because I heard that's where your local Satanists hang out. Every time I come here, they're like, we have Satanists in the hills. Every time I would come out, at least one person like, oh, yeah, you know about the Satanists? I'm like, are you inviting me? Like, what's happening right now? We went out to Manitou Springs because they said the Satanists are in Manitou Springs, and I'm like, where? They just like next to the fudge shop? Is that where the Satanists are worshiping the devil? I think people are just confusing people that do yoga as Satanists. They're not praying. That's a stretch they're doing there. Yeah, had a wonderful time digesting. That's what we do. We travel, we eat, we digest. It's hard.
Whoa, what is that?
I don't
Are those
know.
the Satanists?
Whoa. I think they're dressed as Harry Potter.
No, I think that's some sort of cult.
Oh, really?
No? Or is...
I love it. Every year I've come back, it's been every time. Like when I first started coming here, like 2011, 2012, a lot of empty buildings, a lot of places to start a business. And every year I've come back, just more and more stuff. All of it selling weed. But it's good to see, you know? I remember the first dispensary I walked in was right across the this creepy parking lot. By the way, big respect to you guys pulling in and still coming into the building. Okay? You guys pulled in and you're like, are we getting out of the car? We're getting out of the car. Are we walking in? We are walking in. Look, everything's all right. We're doing it. I can tell some of you are worried. Some of you are like, keep that fork. It's good for yourself. There's no crime next to a Wendy's. That's the one thing I've learned in my comedy career. I've traveled all over the world. There's never a crime next to a Wendy's. It's a good restaurant. The gingers will keep us safe. But I remember the first time I went to that dispensary when it opened, because it was like a new thing. I was living in San Diego. It wasn't legal over there. And Colorado was like, yeah, we're doing it. And we went in there, and I was expecting Starbucks. I was expecting Starbucks and marijuana, someone with an apron going, how would you like to feel goofy? And they would show you the goofy treats, and you could pick what you wanted. But it wasn't. We went in, and it was just a lobby. It was a crappy lobby with a burnt-out couch and nothing. It was just like a drawer with locks all over it. And then a window slid open, and a pale child put his face out of the window. And I remember he had scratches all over his face, like he tried to make out with a cat, and it wasn't consensual. And he just opened it and he goes, "What do you want?" That was his welcome to my establishment. What do you want? And we're like, marijuana. Like, what do you think we came in for interior design? I mean, it's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, all right, we'll help you out. I'm like, who is this guy? But I like where it's come from. Because first when they legalized weed, it just felt like they moved the drug dealer's studio apartment into a strip mall. But now it feels like a proper thing. Like we went in, they put our names on a screen. They're like, "You're number 4 in line." And we're like, "What is going on?" Love it. Every time I buy weed, it's like I'm buying a new cell phone. I have no idea what they're talking about. All of it looks way too expensive. And the packaging is a little much. You know, you can bring it down. We're just using this for fun. I like that. All right, we have found the level of the room. Medium. All right. We're gonna build you up to a simmer. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I get it.